So Michael Cheika has trimmed down his Wallabies squad for the Rugby Championship 2018. It's been cut down from, I think it was 36 down to 28. The guys remaining, if you haven't seen it, Alatoa, Kepu, Robertson, Sio and Tupou are the 5 props. There's 3 hookers in Polota now, Latu and Paenga Amosa, so interesting mix there. Locks, Coleman, Simmons, Rodda, plus Hannigan and Tui kind of flirt with that, whether they're going to play loose forward or lock. Pocock, Hooper and Samu, specialist loose forwards. Guinea, Phipps and Powell, 3 scrum halves, so sticking with 3 there. Tamua and Foley, I guess it's nice having Tamua there as a experienced backup for the number 10 jersey. Beale, Hodge, midfielders, I guess Beale definitely, Hodge. This is an interesting one. I'll talk about that in a second. Falau, Banks, Korobidi, Haylett-Petty, and Maddox are your outside backs. So yeah, the initial squad did have a few other players. Ainsley was your other prop. I guess he's still uncapped, so it's not a surprise that he didn't make the cut. Rory Arnold didn't make it. I'm pretty shattered that he didn't make it because I feel like with his size, he offers something that perhaps other guys won't. I'm looking at Rob Simmons. He's never been a favourite of mine, but yeah, Cheika knows better than me. Falau Faenga, 4th choice hooker. Okay, he's still pretty young. Can kind of understand when you got Polota now back, you drop somebody else. Timo didn't have his best outing when he got his debut against Ireland, so yeah, I can kind of see that, especially with Samu kind of in the Wallabies fold now. Meeks was, I think, always going to be a bit of a long shot, but this midfield is looking pretty bare. Naivalu, I mean, you got Korobidi. Pataya, he didn't make the cut, but I feel like his day is going to come. Rona is another guy in the midfield I thought was a chance, but also didn't make the cut. So those 8 guys didn't make the cut at all. You're looking at guys like Kurandrani and Karevi, your standard kind of Wallabies at 13. Both injured, so not available for the series. So yeah, it's good to have, like I said, Tamua and Polota now back. All the talk is though that they will have to resume work back in England because they're still on contract there during the rest weeks of Rugby Championship. So whenever everyone else is having a rest, these guys get on a plane, jump to the other side of the world, play some rugby, and then get on a plane, fly back. Kind of not an ideal arrangement for them. But yeah, it's just the midfield that I'm thinking. I mean, Foley 10, probably Guinea or Phipps at 9, Beale at 12, and then is that an endorsement for Hodge at 13? Because he's been at 15, he's been at 13, he's been at 12, he's been at 10 for the Rebels. Falau is another option at 13. That's why I've kind of put his name there. Yeah, if anyone has some insight into that, do let me know. I mean, it was interesting in June because with no Polota now, with Stephen Moore retired, it was all the hooker question as to what was going to happen with the Wallabies. And, you know, Latu kind of got called in despite not much Super Rugby time, and Paenga Amosa got his debut. Well, Polota now back, that question's kind of answered, but it's just the midfield there. Tamua being back is not exactly a ringing endorsement of the young talent coming through at number 10 for the Wallabies. Like Stewart is nowhere to be seen from the Reds. I suppose there's a few guys here from the Reds that kind of could have been on the fringes of the squad but didn't quite make it, didn't even make that initial cut. Tom English, I feel like he's got to be thinking about his options, because if he can't make the Wallabies when there's no Karevi and no Kurandrani, then he's pretty much out of luck, I would imagine. Same with Damien Fitzpatrick. He didn't make the cut in June. I thought he had a pretty solid season for the Waratahs, but not what Cheika has in his plans, so that's an interesting one. Higginbotham didn't make it in June either, so he was probably never really a chance for those loose forwards. But yeah, Tamua's 28. Foley, I think, is either 29 or 30. The question of who takes over in that jersey, if Hodge isn't indeed going to be moved to the midfield, is going to be one to watch. Looking forward to kind of when's the next World Cup? 2023. It's good to see Maddox there. Obviously, he's had a good season for the Rebels, and he's pretty versatile. Not sure how many positions he can play, but I've definitely seen him play on the wing and at fullback. Hale at Petty, maybe he starts at fullback, and Falau plays 13. But Czech has always said that he prefers Falau at 15, so it's an interesting one. Banks also has had a really good season, so hopefully either Banks or Maddox gets a debut during the Rugby Championship. Hooper's coming off his big 5-year contract extension, so he's pretty much set in stone for the Wallabies for the next 5 years. 5 years in Southern Hemisphere rugby is certainly a very long time. Him and Pocock, you can kind of guarantee will be starting. Yeah, interesting squad. Forwards, there's no kind of huge surprises. Checker likes Hannigan and Simmons. Hannigan probably impressed me a bit more than I expected he would have in Super Rugby this season. But yeah, Rodder's a good pick because he's young. He's coming along nicely. But yeah, I am just curious how the back line is going to line up and the future of the number 10 jersey. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think of this Wallabies squad. Obviously, I should have mentioned Penny and Spate from the Brumbies didn't make the cut in the squad either. They're another guys who I thought might have had a shot. But yeah, I guess with Spate signing his deal in Ireland for a short-term deal during the Rugby Championship, that was never really going to be an option. And on form, he didn't have his best season. Possibly the same with Penny. So yeah, interesting one. There's plenty of experience in guys like Kepu, who's almost at 100 caps. Simmons is at 85. Captain Fantastic is at 82. Michael Hooper. Still a few guys with a bit less. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on the squad. Thought it was an interesting one. And yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.